Hi, this is Katie Ethington with Business 483B. I would like to quickly talk about the CloudFlare case. With this one, quick summation, this company has been growing for a bit, and it seems like they have some organizational issues. And a big factor of this is that, first off, they are not pulling in positive cash flow. And the second is that they've had 5 resignations in 3 months. So it's like about uh, a 12% turnover rate. So definitely something that they need to address. And part of the case is, is this just something they should be expecting? Is this something they need to do something about? So I'd like to kind of go into this. So with their company, I'd say the biggest thing they need to address is their company's organization. And this is both a factor in their cash flow formula, in how they get their customers, in how they get their employees, and also in how their employees are managed. So first things first, I do believe that they need to come up with a better way to improve their cash flows other than just getting more subscribers. The reason being is that the more subscribers they get, yes, this will eventually help them turn a profit. However, the more subscribers they get, the more people they need to employ, and it really just doesn't give them enough growth for this to be an attractive investment for the investors that they're trying to get this year, and also, just so that their company can have, the type of growth that you want a startup company to have. Now, with this one, a few things that I think that they can do to help their cash flow is, first, I believe that they need to either find ways to increase their conversion rate, increase their cost. Increase not their personal company cost, but increase the cost for their product. So those are the two big things that I'm leaning towards here. And for example, I talked about in our group, maybe they need to go over some change to their monthly fee. Maybe they need to say, okay, yeah, first month, we'll give you all the features free, see how much you like it, but then after that, the free one doesn't include internet security. Or maybe it doesn't give you quite the number of speeds that you want. So maybe it's like, okay, yeah, then this makes sense. Let's pay the $20 a month, or whatever it is, the price that they decide. Or for example, when they had that customer who was like, oh yeah, we're paying $1.5 million per year for this service, and they said, oh, we'll give it to you for $40,000. It's like, yeah, that's a great cut. Obviously, the person would take it, but they probably would have taken it for $200,000. Still would have been an incredible saving for them, and would have given CloudFlare a much better growth. Now, another thing that I said that they need to do is they need to fix their company's organization, because with the type of growth that they're wanting, I don't think that they're going to be able to reach that and have it be sustainable and actually have them get that positive cash flow. And reading through the reasons why people resign, it's quite obvious. There's definitely a trend. The things I think are really a big thing. One is obviously burnout, being on call 24/7, with all of this work, with someone beeping you, every 8 minutes. That's a lot. And it also sounds like it wasn't just the one employee who had that. Everyone felt burnt out. And they also have a lot of people who are at risk right now from burnout. And, you can't just expect that these employees want to give every single second of the day towards this company, just like the co-founders do, who live across the street, and this is what they do, this is what they want. You do have to let them have a little bit of a work-life balance, and to give them the support they need. The second thing that they need to address is that there needs to be a structure for providing feedback and necessary changes. For example, they had an employee that left because they had meetings at 5 in the afternoon on Fridays that would go for an hour or 2 hours. And he said, can we move this? And everyone was like, oh, no, no, no. That's a super easy thing to fix. And there were several employees who wanted it changed, but they just weren't willing to budge. And they need to be more flexible, and they need to care about their employees. So they definitely do need to have some structure to provide feedback, someone to help them to give more clarification. The last thing that I think that they need to work on is communications as for what your job is. I don't believe that they should be making these grand promises of, oh, this is what you're going to be doing, this is what we hired you for, and then making them do something else and say, oh yeah, well that position, like, we'll have it ready for you in a year or something. That's not going to give them job satisfaction. And you shouldn't be wasting these people's times, because it really shows that you don't care for them as employees and you don't intend to take care of them. And I think that the first thing they need to do is they need to hire someone for HR. Obviously, they need to fill these roles, and they need to get good people in there. Need someone to kind of lay out the groundwork of what the structure of the company is when it comes to its employees, what the benefits are, what the raises are, what the consequences are, what they're expected to do. So there's a lot that I think that they need to have an HR representative for. And then I do think that they need to put in some form of management. I don't believe that these people will thrive under micromanagement, but everyone needs a little bit of structure. And I think it's going to make them much more productive. If instead of having everyone kind of working on the same sort of things and not being assigned to something specifically, yeah, let's give them that structure. Let's put the best people on the job that they're best for, and let's get that work out of them. So I say that's definitely some things that they need to focus on. It definitely was an interesting case, and thank you for listening.